good morning. Hello, I hope everyone is well. Now in this video, I hope you don't mind, this is a bit of a different video. This is a photography based video. I've been pondering whether to do an actual full proper video about photography. Now the reason why I've been reluctant to do so is because obviously this is dinosaurs and mysteries. Someone stumbles upon my channel to see a Loch Ness Monster video, or a Big Cats in the UK video, or a video about British dinosaurs or Therizinosaurus, for example. And the first video they see is a photography video. They might not be into photography and they go elsewhere. But as I've said, this channel is about things that I love, that I'm passionate about. So, well, I've given up the ghost. This is a photography video. However, it is in relation to a video I made. So I am here at the beautiful St. Elphins Church, which is about a 15-minute walk from where I live. Now I mentioned in one of my videos that I did a photo shoot here, and alongside that I made a video about the haunting of Church House, which is a house which is just over there, and I still don't know if it's occupied or not, but it's allegedly haunted. If you want to see that video, it's just down below. Go and watch it, it's really interesting. Lots of weird things allegedly happen there. So in this video I'm going to explain how I got a certain shot. So one of the pictures that I took from that photo shoot, I'm going to explain how I composed it, why I composed it in that way, what settings I used, and what's the story behind it. So what's the inspiration behind it. So I'm roughly in the area where I took it, and just looking at this building, it's just phenomenal. I absolutely love it, and to be honest, I'm probably going to take even more pictures while I'm here, which will be the third time I've took pictures here. So anyway, let's get into it. So I was roughly stood around here. Now bear in mind, this is on my phone. Obviously the actual picture was taken on my camera. Now the story behind this image was, well, behind the entire shoot, was a 1930s-esque sort of horror film vibe, you know, the sort of building or scene you would see in like a horror film from, you know, the early 90s, 1930s, etc. And obviously in black and white. So what we have here is we've got a bit of foliage and leaves here which somewhat frame the scene. We have the church itself, and we have a leaning grave, and we have the clock tower in the frame, which I think is great. But why have I chose that? Well, so first of all, the leaves at the top just there help frame the image. Now I wanted some kind of a foreground because I wanted kind of the illusion that someone was stumbling into the scene. So imagine someone had just walked through a path or a bit of a forest, and they stumble across this, you know, across this weird, this old mysterious church building. Again, going back to the, you know, the inspiration of kind of a 1930s horror film vibe. So that's the reason why I've added the foliage in the foreground. Now how did I achieve that? So let's go back here. So what I did is I used a wide aperture. I used f2 in this instance, on a 35mm lens. Now that somewhat blurs out the foreground quite a lot. You can still make out what it is, so you can tell it's foliage and leaves, but it kind of adds to the scene, adds a bit of mystery, gives the illusion of, you know, leading up to what the actual focus of the image is. So that is how I achieve that with an f2 aperture. So these leaves up here were blurred out, but you can still make out roughly what they are supposed to be, and then everything beyond those leaves are fully in focus and sharp. Now moving on to the actual subject itself. Now this image for me wasn't just about the church. The foreground is a part of the image, the actual church itself is a part of the image, and the leaning grave just really adds to it as well. Now to me, the entire image is the scene itself. Like I said, it's as if I'm trying to capture a still from an old horror film. That is the inspiration behind this image. So let's have a look. So I'm going to tilt this way because this is how I took the shot. So as you can see, we've got the grave here, which is somewhat leaning, and then we've got, this is the back of the church, by the way, but I really like this scene. And then you get the clock tower in there, and you get a nice shot of the church with the grave in there as well. So the grave itself just adds that effect to it as well. You know, a slightly tilted old grave, you know, with a clock tower at the back of the church. I really wanted to go with the old sort of 1930s look. Obviously, this was in black and white, the actual image itself. So that's mostly how I got this shot and the inspiration behind it. So there is a story behind every image, and this was taken in black and white. So I shot this on my camera, on this camera and lens. This is the actual camera and lens I shot it with. This is a 35mm 1.8. So I shot it on my monochrome mode on my camera. However, when I put it into Lightroom, it converted it into color, which is because I didn't shoot it in... Ooh, got a dog. I didn't shoot it in JPEG format. So if you want to achieve a true monochrome effect on a DSLR camera, you have to set your picture mode to JPEG, or sorry, your file mode to JPEG. Otherwise, when you transfer it into Lightroom, it will immediately, if you shoot in RAW, it'll immediately convert it into color. So I did shoot it in monochrome. However, when it was in Lightroom, I had to adjust it back to black and white in Lightroom. Well, that is the story behind the image. And there we have it. Oop. There's a dog there. And I'll run across the final image now so you can see it. So what do you reckon? Was that interesting? Are you into photography? Now, I know that was 90% of photography video. But you know, there was a bit about horror. I wanted to go with a horror theme. Yeah, that was a photography video. If you liked it, let me know. If, you know, this video might get a new handful of people watching my videos, or at least this video. You know, there probably are people that are into photography that aren't into dinosaurs or mysteries that might stumble upon this video. Now, this video is for anyone can watch it. A photographer with 20 years experience, someone who is trying to understand how people find or get photographs. So I like to think of, when I see a photograph, the story behind it. So when I came, I had an inspiration of kind of a 1930s vibe. There are plenty of other shots I took which I love from this photo shoot, which I might do videos like this. So if you like this little photography video, then please let me know. Give me a like, subscribe to my channel. And if you're not into dinosaurs or mysteries, but you're into photography, maybe give it a shot. I mean, there's a really mysterious house there that's allegedly haunted, and I've done a video about it. I've done a video about British dinosaurs. I've got a series on it. Therizinosaurus, I've got you know, a video about the Loch Ness Monster. Big cats in the UK, that's a pretty one of my popular series on the channel. So yeah, I really hope you enjoyed this video. My first proper photography video. Now, I'm aware I wasn't getting a new shot and showing you how I, you know, setting my tripod up, and well, my phone tripod, and then seeing me with my actual camera taking a shot and composing it. But yeah, anyway, let's have a look at the... So this is the front of the church, and I got some great images from that shoot. Not just of the church, but of foliage and, you know, stones and hanging tree, you know, the surroundings of the church as well. So there you have it. It's very, very bright now, so I'm not going to film that way. Yeah. Anyway, on that note, I think I'm going to call it. Again, if you want to see any more photography videos, let me know, and stay safe.